Cool. Okay. Hello, Mr. Gordon.
Hi, Mark.
Basically, I'm just gonna ask you random questions about your.
Okay, I got to turn the fan off because it's really loud.
Yeah, it's probably super loud. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So, what do you think about York?
York University?
Yeah, candidly, honestly, everything.
Okay, I've never a student at York, but I played for the university. I played rugby for York.
You did?
Yeah, I played rugby for York Yeoman for the club side. I played for 10 years.
Wow.
I broke my jaw, broke my arm, broke my leg.
That's such a Mr. Gordon story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My nephew went to York
Yeah.
in a medical program,
Uh-huh.
and it was mixed feelings. I'm just talking from his perspective. The course selection, he was misguided,
Uh-huh.
and he was short 2 credit to get his degree in medical, and they wouldn't give it to him. He has to go elsewhere,
Uh-huh.
and he spent 4 years at York, and he just 4 years was wasted. He's changed field completely. He's left medical, now he's into computer software. Yeah, so it was a bit disappointing. Again, was misled, and it was a very terrible time for him.
So the the course selection or like the course transfer
Yeah.
situation was bad.
Yeah.
Okay. And like anything else like about your, I mean you were in the rugby team there. Like anything you can say about your experience in general, about school, reputation, your experience, faculty, staff, students,
I can't speak much about that,
facilities.
but I can say that I'm kind of surprised
Yeah.
that it's in the location that it is, because
Uh-huh.
adjacent to York University,
Uh-huh.
it's the community at large.
Uh-huh.
It's not the best community. Let's put it
Yeah,
this
yeah,
way,
yeah,
because
of course.
it has a reputation.
Of course, yeah.
I've heard horror stories about what happened.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure if you heard about the story. Apparently, one of the mayor years ago, before this current mayor,
Yes.
like 20 years ago, was traveling to the neighborhood.
Yeah.
He stopped at the lights, and the guy tapped the window and asked him to buy if he wants to buy drugs. Yeah. And he
That's a New York
said,
story. Oh, that's great.
yeah.
That's good. And immediately pulls funding from this guy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's
But
fun.
yeah, but for me, as a rugby player at York, it was a great experience. I mean, I think I wasn't fully a part of the faculty, the student body.
Uh-huh.
Again, just playing for the club side was an amazing experience for me. I started playing it when I was in high school.
Nice.
Yeah, and that was my introduction to university. Like, I've never been a part of it on a university
That's
campus
sick.
before.
So you were
So, like,
on
yeah,
campus as a high school student playing for the team.
yeah,
What a
and it was
life.
like unbelievable. I was
Wow.
excited. It was like
Uh-huh.
a new world to me. You know what I mean? I'm playing with these older guys, and
Uh-huh.
hear the profanity coming from their mouth. So I was a high school student. Like, all of a sudden, I jumped into the big leagues.
Uh-huh.
So it was one of the unbelievable stories.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds like such a great experience to have like such early on too. You know? Yeah. Cool. So I mean, like, yeah, obviously the reputation piece comes up a lot.
Right.
The location comes up a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you said you had a good experience with the team. Anything else to note on the facility side, or
No, I,
anything you
I
know about
actually,
student life?
speaking of facility, I remember once there was a time when I'm not sure why, but I think they were renovating the gym I used to train at when I was many years ago,
Uh-huh.
and I had a chance to go to use the facilities at York. Oh
Uh-huh.
my God, I was so impressed.
Mm.
It's like, oh, this is like, because I was coming from a very small gym,
Mhm.
again, going to this new world, if you will, this oversized facility. All the equipment was close, was indoors, and it was a track center there as well, and all these, like, I was like overwhelmed. I was so
the
like,
track. Oh, I remember. I think I know that. They just recently built it. Actually, a couple of years. Is it that
no,
one?
no, no, this was years ago, before your time.
Uh-huh.
And I remember I ran into Ben Johnson there.
Who's Ben Johnson?
Oh, Ben Johnson? You don't know? Oh my God,
I
Ben
don't know.
Johnson was ranked the world's fastest man at one point,
Oh, jeez.
and he was he
He's
got
passing
stripped.
by York. He's like training at York or something.
Yeah, he got stripped for using steroids.
Oh,
Huge scandal. It was international
no.
scandal.
Oh no.
Yeah, his mom and my mom were best friends at the time. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So I met him there a couple of times, but yeah, it was huge. It was in the news and front of magazines. Oh yeah, it was huge, Mark. It was
Crazy. That's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. He trained her.
So
He trained
100 meter, 300
100
meter,
meter.
100 meter.
Yeah, he was the
What was
fastest
that?
man in the world.
Wow.
Yeah, I heard of Carl Lewis.
No, 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 no.
Yeah, he was this again
Yeah,
before your
before
time.
my
Yeah,
time.
this yeah, this is when track and field was at its peak.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, there was. I feel like it did come taper down a bit, but
yeah,
there was. I even in my nostalgic kind of memory, even though I didn't live at that time, I'm like it did have a peak like
yeah. Oh
earlier,
yeah,
like
oh
20 years
yeah,
before,
oh yeah,
because there's like a lot of magazines and photos from that
yeah,
era that came up, and I'm like, it used
yeah.
to be really, really
Yeah, if you get a
big.
chance to
Yeah.
type in Ben Johnson,
Uh-huh.
oh, yeah, you see pop up. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Cool. Okay, so let me see what questions I have here. Okay, so are you aware of any programs that York has?
Okay, actually, I am familiar with the video production.
The video program?
Yeah, because one of my former students,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna mention his name, Sean Massey,
Uh-huh.
was in a very program. He left and went to New York.
Uh-huh.
He got his degree,
Uh-huh.
and now he works out in LA.
Nice.
He works at Sony Pictures,
Oh,
and
that's
he
great.
bounced back from Sony Pictures to Fox and to Paramount Pictures. So he
Uh-huh.
goes back and forth between different productions. It depends who's hiring at the time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so it has a. I can't speak of anybody's, but he has a good, really good report about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm writing this down here. So, I'm curious, what year was he? Like, was he
this was about 20 years ago.
20 years? So
No,
he's
actually 15 years ago. 15
15,
years
so
ago.
he's about 5 years older.
Yeah,
Okay. 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 So I could probably pick his brain sometime.
yeah. Actually,
Um,
he was the one I'm telling you is in town right now.
mm,
That was introduced you guys to
yeah.
Sean Massey.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, I'd be super down. I think Surrender would be down too. I can also get a couple of friends that will probably be interested. So just let me know. Maybe if you throw a date out.
Yeah, yeah. Even if it's not next week, whenever we can always do a Zoom if
Mm,
when he goes back to LA. He would
yeah.
love to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Like
You
especially
know his
because he
mom
has.
actually. You know his mom.
Yeah.
She's the one woman that takes the photo on stage. We have the photo days for the grad photos and for the student ID card. There's a woman on stage helping out.
Oh,
That's his mom.
wow. So that's a whole it's a family thing
Yeah,
kind of
yeah, yeah,
like motion pictures and
yeah. His
videography
dad
from the
also
family.
works for Sony Pictures as a sound
Wow.
editor.
So that's literally a family thing that
Y-
all of them are involved in the visuals and
Yeah,
everything. That's great.
definitely. Yeah,
Yeah. And like the fact that he's kind of hopped around too, so he has a lot of like industry experience, not just like he's not green, he's not like too fresh. Like he knows all.
no, he's been around
Yeah.
for a long time. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's also supervised a couple of projects. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
So he works on the film production side, right?
Sorry?
He works in film production, not music or
No,
anything.
in the
Film
film
production.
production
Okay.
side. Yeah, he does the foley and the dialogue.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. Next question is the digital media or integrative arts program on your radar at all? Both at York and in general, like digital media or integrative arts. Does that ring a bell? Do you know about those programs?
Not completely. I know a couple of former students who
Uh,
left, I think 2 years ago, 3 years ago, are currently here at York, and
uh,
they like it.
uh.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's York they're at.
Yeah,
And
this is my first time hearing about the digital media and integrative arts
right.
program too. So
Yeah.
I guess it's
I'm pretty sure it's York they're at.
mhm,
And they've visited me a few times, and they're raving about the program. They're really enjoying it.
mhm, cool. And so I'm guessing you haven't heard of that specific program, but you've heard of York's film program.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. And so where, like, let's say you have good talent in film production, right?
Right.
Or I mean, you're OCAD alumni, right?
Yes.
Um, uh, let's say you had good talent in film production, for example. Like, where do you normally recommend them go? Like, as unbiased as possible. Like, you don't have to say,
Okay, no problem.
yeah, but
For video production or
yeah.
for
Let's start with video production.
um,
Like,
I would recommend them to the Vancouver Film School.
ooh, interesting.
The reason for that is
Huh.
not because I have nothing against York or any of the
Of course,
schools
yeah.
in Toronto.
Uh-huh.
It's because in the Vancouver they have they call it the Little Hollywood North.
Right.
because
That's
when
Hollywood North. I thought we were Hollywood North.
no, Vancouver,
no.
no, because they
no.
have an entire production there.
Right.
Because the taxes are cheap, they're
I've heard
cheap
that.
taxes.
Yeah.
So when they're making video, they will go directly to the school, hire the student to work
Uh-huh.
on the set.
Uh-huh.
Yes, yeah. I have a couple of kids that actually went there,
Uh-huh.
were working in the industry now. They
Uh-huh.
went directly from school and right into the industry.
You know, I always thought that Hollywood North was Toronto, but I guess I was very wrong
Nope,
there.
no,
It's Vancouver,
no.
right?
Vancouver. That's where
Mm.
most. I would say 80% of production happens in Vancouver. When my
Really
brother-in-law is shooting, he goes out in Vancouver shooting. He goes out to shoot
interesting.
in Vancouver.
Wow, that just opened my mind because in my mind it was like, oh, Ryerson,
No,
you
no,
know,
no. The
like
Vancouver Film
yeah,
School.
Vancouver
No,
Film School.
yeah,
Okay, okay,
yeah.
gotcha. And then so okay, that's film production. What about like, let's say, visual arts?
I
You,
wouldn't recommend
yeah.
York either.
Mhm.
For me, York. I see York as academic
Mm.
as opposed to production and visual arts. I don't see York. They have a program.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they have a program. It's still running. I assume it's successful,
Uh-huh.
but personally, I wouldn't recommend my students for York for that. Again,
Mhm.
because I see it as an academic program as
Mhm.
opposed to a visual
Production.
and production program.
So where would you go, for example, for visual arts?
OCAD is my
OCAD, yeah.
OCAD would be my first
Makes sense.
choice. Yeah,
OCAD, Sheridan. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, Sheridan.
yeah.
And if they would get more specific, then I would say Sheridan for animation
Uh,
as opposed to graphic design or illustration. I would get it. It depends on where they want to go.
Sheridan for animation,
Yeah,
graphic design would be more OCAD.
yeah. Design and illustration would be more OCAD. Yeah,
Okay, okay. And then
industrial design, things like that.
what about like this might be a bit. What about dance? I don't know. I
Dance.
don't know anything about that space.
I don't know. Neither do I.
Yeah.
No. The only program I know of, it's a high school program. It's the Etobicoke School of the Arts.
Hmm.
Other than that, nothing for dance.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of like what other type of arts we covered: animation, film. What about music? Where do music students normally go?
Good question. How many students go off to study music? I don't
Very,
know.
very little, right?
Yeah,
Like,
because I've talked to students. I guess because coming from the tech side, I don't see any people in the music production. Very rarely,
uh-huh.
and they've never mentioned that they're going off to school to study music. So it's hard for me to say.
Hmm. So yeah, same. I maybe in a class of however many hundred students in my year, maybe like one or two
Right.
people going into music, and then I don't even know what school they went to. So it's interesting. Um,
It's an
let's see.
interesting question, though.
Hmm. Okay. And where would you say like the majority of like students in like a cyber arts program or arts oriented program end up going? This is a probably a tricky question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Half of them will not go into
Uh-huh.
the graphics.
Uh-huh.
Some of them are
True.
going to be doctors.
Whoa.
Seriously, oh yeah, some of
Right,
them are
right.
going to be completely off the grid.
Uh-huh.
They currently do it, the cyber arts program, because they enjoyed,
Hmm.
but not as for career path. Some of
Hmm.
them parents won't allow them to do that because
Yeah.
they feel there's no money involved with that. But
Money.
yeah,
Yeah, all that.
so right now I have several are going off to OCAD.
Hmm.
Yeah, and a few are going to Sheridan for the animation and
Strong
OCAD.
schools.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so those are the two areas that they tend to branch off to.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay, and Sheridan. Yeah,
yeah,
good choice. My
yeah.
friends were at both of those schools. Very intensive program actually. I've heard like can get
Where
stressful. Both,
OCAD?
both. Mm, The my friend in animations at Sheridan.
Hmm.
So I guess to your point, like the Sheridan being more animation, but I have a bunch of friends in like the graphics at
Right.
OCAD too. Um, yeah, I heard Sheridan. I mean, it could always be intense depending on who you are, but I heard the Sheridan animation program was intense. Yeah.
Yeah, OCAD as a team itself over the years, it used to be brutal.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just telling the class, yeah, not class, but a few students.
Yeah.
When I was there, OCAD, it's like an atrium. All the kids would walk out of the class. You look down, and on the bottom floor, they could see your portfolio while they do your interviews, and they will do this, or this. If you don't belong with us, get a thumbs down. Serious, it was
Wow.
absolutely brutal. And if you were failing, the
Yeah.
whole school knew it. Because they put your name on on a bulletin board
Uh-huh.
with your percentage.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they used to do. That I swear.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
brutal.
that it was
It's very
brutal.
different now.
Oh
I'm sure
yeah,
it's very different now.
yeah,
It's like there's a lot of like sensitivity
yeah. Or
training
not,
and like all
not
of
back
that.
in my
But yeah.
days. The thing is that my name was on the list.
Yeah.
I didn't. I, not that I was failing the course. I dropped the course without telling the teacher,
Uh-huh.
and all my friends are laughing. I was like, it's a mistake. I swear, And yeah, I'm trying to explain. I know I didn't. I'm not failing. I just didn't tell the teacher. Oh, they had a field day with that.
That's
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah. All
funny.
kind of changed.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure if they still have the two interview process, because prior to going, okay, you have to get an interview.
Uh-huh.
I think you have to go to 3 interviews,
Uh-huh.
and after the first year, you have to do another sort of interview to go into the specific department you want to get into.
Uh-huh.
There's different departments. There's the finance department, the C&E departments, the sculpture department.
Uh-huh.
If your portfolio is not good enough, you
Right.
cannot get into the C&E department.
Right.
Yeah, because the C&E department is everybody wants to get into the C&E. That's the money department. It's more
Uh-huh.
like a commercial aspect of graphics. This is where you
Uh-huh.
make all the money,
Mhm.
and that's where most students want to go. But if you're not good enough, you will not get in.
Right.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Cutthroat, competitive.
Yeah.
You've been back there since, like, a
I've
couple
been
times?
back there maybe twice. Actually, no, that's not true. I took a course there several years ago. I was teaching here,
Uh-huh.
and I would run down to OCAD at night. I did a double course at OCAD, so yeah, teaching in the day and the night. I was taking a course, OCAD.
Nice.
I ran into a few students of mine.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was funny.
That's
Yeah, hey, I'm in a lecture class with my former student. Like, wait a minute. So that was
always
interesting.
lifelong learning.
Yeah, yeah,
It's always like it's interesting. Always like going. It's always interesting going back to school, like coming back to, for example, it's interesting going back to York. It's
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. I could imagine.
You see it in a different way,
Yeah,
actually.
definitely.
Um, cool. Okay, so last question is how how are you involved in like the students' application process or selection process? Like, how does that work?
For what university? For getting
Both
into the
both
getting to.
university and colleges, getting in, considering it, thinking about it. Like, what?
I'm not involved, but even yesterday I encouraged students to come and show me their portfolio.
Uh-huh.
Let's see what you have, so I
Uh-huh.
can guide you. I can tell you what you should add, what you should take out of the portfolio, how to present your portfolio.
Mhm.
And I'm just waiting to see what they come up with. But for the most part, I'm not involved. I do encourage them to come and see me so I can help them, because I've been there.
Mhm.
I know what they're looking for. So we'll see what
Mhm.
happens with that.
Cool. So like portfolio review,
Yeah,
that management.
yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, that's everything.
Okay.
That is everything. Thank you very much.